Change can't just be in your head, a wishy-washy notion. It's got to be real. It isn't something vague or fluffy, but rather needs to be a collective of specific life skills which lead to capability and achievement. It's an exact mentality expressed in the outer world. In this film, the 10th in the series, we'll be examining our fourth key factor, grasping opportunity and working hard. We covered vision, expectation and the setting of goals in the previous film. Over the next few minutes, you'll realise that grasping opportunity is essential as well as hard work if you want to get anywhere real. It's the execution of expectation. We've combined the need to grasp opportunity and then to work hard into one single key factor because they're two halves of a whole. They're inextricably linked. Astonishingly, the skill of grasping opportunity isn't taught at school or university. This alone speaks volumes about how our education system is lacking, as well as pointing towards the current immature psychology and mundane society that's accepted as normal. If there was psychological maturity, excellence would be recognised as the basic starting point, especially for the purpose of making life better for all. Everyone would be taught how to grasp opportunity in their early years, as it's an essential life skill if you want to be fully alive and capable. We've been hearing for decades a load of well-meaning waffle about equal opportunity. But this isn't going to really happen if youngsters or adults aren't taught how to grasp opportunity. It's a skill that must be in the toolbox. This might be very simple, as basic as it gets, but you first have to be sufficiently aware or alert enough so as to recognise an opportunity. You can't be passive, waiting for it to one day, perhaps, maybe, come knocking on your door, because this probably won't happen unless you're lucky. Instead, you must be proactive. You have to actively seek out opportunity. Knock on doors, or even be willing to barge straight through them if they appear closed to you. It's up to you whether you succeed or not. It's your freedom of choice. When is a situation an opportunity? It can be defined as a time or set of circumstances which make it possible for you to do something different or better. In the deeper context of what we're talking about, aiming for, an opportunity is an opening for you to take a step forwards on the journey to achieving your vision. It's a chance to learn, to change, to grow. It's not enough to just recognise an opportunity. You have to actually grasp it with both hands and to squeeze it like a lemon for every drop that you can extract. You have to really go for it. And this is the crossover point between grasping opportunity and working hard. By working hard, the aim is to anchor or make real the grasping of an opportunity. It's making the most of the appropriate situation. You solidify the grasping of the opportunity, incorporating it into your psychological framework, delivering improved performance in your outer life. Working hard encompasses a range of behaviour. It's usually thought of in terms of physical work or exertion, which is part of what we're referring to. But it equally applies to mental work, pushing yourself beyond your existing limits. Whatever form it takes, it's the opposite of being sloppy or lazy. Hard work is viewed by many people as something bad, undesirable, to be avoided or minimised. You often hear the phrase, "Don't work too hard." But it's a necessary part of high achievement. And, in the right context, it's part of what leads to deep fulfilment, something often confused with happiness. It's actually a very good thing, a worthy human quality. It's only in a dumbed-down society or within a mediocre group of people that hard work is frowned upon. So the concept of working hard needs rebranding or a complete makeover. It's essential for going beyond, and a hard work ethic should be admired. It's been unfairly downgraded by the mass of people who have too much money, too much leisure time, but very little capability or substance as a human being. Such people are never going to reach great inner heights of job satisfaction or personal fulfilment if all they want to do is merely get by doing the bare minimum. They're just a drag on the planet's resources, a waste of space, a lousy influence on others, including the next generation. And when they try to laugh it all off, trivialisation, the blunt truth is they're just not that funny. They're shadows of who they could have been, sheep or zombies. The usual suspects of conditioning and the avoidance syndrome threaten to get in the way of grasping opportunity, even when an individual might recognise an opportunity as a potentially good thing. It's just easier and safe to stay within the usual boundaries that you've grown accustomed to. Moaning or just shrugging your shoulders takes less effort than changing. Many don't even seem to understand that their existing habits are getting in the way, holding them back from realising their dreams. There's just a vague, dull acceptance that how life is for them is how life is. As I've previously explained, this is the fixed mindset. So you have to be willing to put in the extra effort to get yourself started. First, acknowledging that you can change. And once you're underway, you need to keenly appreciate that there's a beneficial link between the key factor of grasping opportunity and working hard and the key factor of never give up. The process of change involves ongoing effort until new habits are formed, which takes time, as we'll see in the next film when we look at how the brain works. There's no quick fix or magic wand. Please don't underestimate how much work is required to achieve significant change. It's a lot, but it's totally worth doing. The benefits for you, for all, are great. 2 films ago, when I was covering the topic of values, and especially the importance of being true to yourself, I tried to convey that it's hard being true to yourself at the beginning, because you don't have much of a clue at this early stage. In a similar way, grasping opportunity also takes practice, until, eventually, you find you're really proficient at it. So do your best, keep going, increase your understanding of what's what, and you'll improve. Constantly remind yourself that the 16 key factors are the components for change, capability, for being the best you can be. They're the foundation stones for a much better way. And always remember that avoidance doesn't work, knowing it'll frustrate your efforts to change unless and until you weaken its negative grip on you. Being apathetic, clock watching, and trying to get away with doing the minimum amount of work kills creativity. Avoidance is psychologically draining, exhausting. By contrast, working hard when self-motivated is liberating and invigorating. Pushing yourself to go beyond the limitations is personally satisfying. There's greater stimulation and less reluctance. You'll experience this for yourself when you start to really get going on this process. When you learn to work hard, you'll develop gears. As capability increases, you'll find you can up it whenever necessary to a higher gear. Then you'll be getting close to the sphere of excellence. Burn yourself to ashes becomes possible as you learn to be the best you can be. This is great advice. And the world's crying out for fundamental change. So there should be no shortage of incentive. Much needs to be done. That's it for now. I'll see you again for the next film.